Hello watch aficionados and enthusiasts. Today I have a very cool watch from MERKUR. They sent this in for review. I've had it for a while now. I've been wearing it and testing it so that I can kind of gather my thoughts on how I feel about the watch. The casing, let me first do the packaging, I guess. Very nice packaging. They've clearly spent some money on it. We get this section for the watch, and here another additional. We have a cleaning cloth and the MERKUR Watch Group kind of an instruction manual, user manual. But the thing is, this is what I receive with all of the MERKUR watches, and it is a bit generic. It includes some of their models, the Pierre Paulin model, which I've also reviewed. This one, the Jump Hour. I love this watch. I got it in the salmon color, salmon dial, and I absolutely loved the dial as well as the mechanics. Unfortunately, we do not get this watch inside here. There is very basic instructions on how to operate the crown, etc. So MERKUR, it would be nice to have your instructional user manuals specific for the watches rather than the general. Again, there's no specific instruction manual for this watch because, for example, this one doesn't have a date. It's a 24-hour watch. So before I get into the specifications, here we get the genuine leather band, which I believe this top part is not full grain leather. It may be top grain, but it does have some sort of coating on top to give the texture, this texture. I have to say, I don't like very narrow straps, so it's 18 to 16 millimeters, and it's a chunky watch. It's not a thin watch, 15 millimeters. So it's a chunky watch, not excessively, but it's not light, and I still wore this comfortably. To my surprise, but it was comfortable. The strap is pretty nice. I have to say the buckle is probably the highlight on the strap. I like this design much better than the usual this type of buckle, because the other side helps pull down and hold down. So I'll explain here. So when you pull this through, it acts as this retaining belt. Serves a similar function. Unless you really have this flapping out too much. I think I was wearing it on the third, fourth. This is where I was wearing, and sometimes, you know, these break. So when you see, when this is on your oval, this pushes down on the tip, and that's a good design. Okay, that's it for the strap. What do we get on the back of the watch? It says, it has this lion logo, and it says designed and made MERKUR Watch Group, and then it has a number, serial number. Let's check the measurements of the watch. So the lugs are 20 millimeters. They come down to 16. In this case, even 15 and a half, but about 16 millimeters on this side, 16, and then the buckle is 19 millimeters. First of all, there's not much information on the watch. You can find it on AliExpress on the MERKUR official store. Some of the specifications they list are incorrect. For example, they list the thickness as 12 millimeters where it is 13 and a half. And here across, depending on where you place the caliper, I guess you can catch a 39, 38 and a half, and as I said, depending on where you move, let's call this 39. And lug to lug is a 47. So those are correct. They only list the thickness incorrectly. The watch, I don't know what the mechanism is, They don't specify that either, and it does not have a screw down crown. You just pull it out. They have two specifications for water resistance. One says 10 bar, meaning 100 meters. The other one says 50 meters, 5 bar. So I would not trust this more than 5, and actually I would not go into water with this at all. I mean, washing your hands should be fine, but there should be a rubber O-ring that the crown slides in and out in. So that's not much water resistance. It is not a screw down crown, and I don't know why they missed that opportunity, because again, this is not a thin watch, and they have plenty of space. If they used a screw down crown, they probably could have brought up water resistance to at least a solid 100, if not 150 or 200 meters. Now, when we come to the operation of the watch, I actually mistook this for a GMT. It is not a GMT, it is a 24-hour watch. They call this a British military watch. Well, on the farthest outer dial we have the minute markings. Then in the Roman numerals we have a 12-hour division, and inside that we have two 12-hour divisions, one for the nighttime, one for the daytime, and that is in Arabic numerals. So why I mistook this for a GMT was I was thinking the red would act as a GMT, whether color or traveler GMT, and the other arrows would just show you the 12-hour time. But no, I was mistaken. It is the same. It just differentiates basically between night and day. The other way of doing this sometimes is, let me show you here. You see that black and white, the circle which is divided, and black and white, basically a moon phase. So what that red does is moon phase. When you don't see the moon, it's daytime. When you see the moon, it's nighttime. Basically the same concept here, and I do think that's a missed opportunity. If they placed an NH34 in here, which again the thickness would have allowed, they could have and put a screw down crown. This would be a much more useful military GMT military watch, plus with water resistance. So I think there is plenty of missed opportunities here. This is just I wouldn't call this a military watch. I would call it a homage of a military watch, because you do need at least some sort of water resistance if you call this a military watch. As I said, I wore it in a quick wrist roll. This is the Altomer by Maratak, the Trident logo. I love this watch. This is a true GMT, by the way. It's a true GMT. So let me put this watch on my 6 3/4 of a wrist, and this is how it looks. It's a 39-40 millimeter watch. Looks and wears as expected. As I said, the strap is actually very, very comfortable. They do have tool-less pins, so you can bam and take that off immediately. That's the inside look. The machining of MERKUR products have always been, from what I've seen, from what I've experienced, they're pretty good. So, and by the way, these screws here, those are only decorative. They don't serve a function. You just saw me undo the pins. So, but it looks good. Practically, for practical purposes, I would maybe prefer a drilled lugs, because when you change the strap, maybe that other strap doesn't have tool-less adjust, and you would have to go in there and use the tool. So, quick conclusion on this watch. Would I recommend it? It currently sells for around 140, 150 bucks on AliExpress, and I personally would not buy the watch because I see missed opportunities in here: screw down crown and GMT function. But if you like the visual of the watch and these functions are what you're looking for, definitely go for it, because you will not be disappointed with MERKUR quality. You can also check out their other watches. Unfortunately, I don't have the affiliate links and discount codes for MERKUR. I'll try to get them later maybe. Check the description just in case, but yeah. It is a very interesting and good looking watch though, and could be a conversation starter. By the way, I missed, they do list this as a synthetic sapphire. On some of their other watches, dress watches, MERKUR uses, or Pierre Paulin, their sub-brand, they use mineral glass on that. I don't have a tester, so I don't know if this is actual sapphire or not, but that's what they claim in the specifications. But also in that same page they also claim 10 bar water resistance and 5 bar water resistance, so take that with a grain of salt. There we go. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this. Cheers.